Welcome to Stuttering Sports. Today is April 1st, 2021, aka the day I drop my mock draft 2.0. This is the post-free agency mock. A lot of stuff has gone down, including these three teams making major moves. A lot of holes have been filled in rosters. The mock draft 1.0 is now outdated. It is time for 2.0. So without further ado, let's get right into it, starting off with the number one pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's no doubt, there's no debate here. Trevor Lawrence, number one. How you doing? Keep it moving. Number two, the New York Jets. During mock draft 1.0, I had them stick with Darnold. I don't think that's the case now. After seeing Zach Wilson's pro day and after having more time to sit on that thought, I do think both Darnold and the Jets need a change of scenery. I do not think Darnold can succeed in New York. The pressure would be too much. With the number 3 overall pick, after the 49ers traded up from 12 to 3 with the Dolphins, it is clear they are drafting a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan even said it himself. So which quarterback will they be drafting? Mac Jones, Trey Lance, or Justin Fields? I don't think that they're going to go Mac Jones because I think they want someone to help out with the rushing game more. So is that Trey Lance or Justin Fields? Well, Justin Fields just ran a 4.45 40. I believe that's right. It was around a 4.45 40. Justin Fields can both help out the rush game and most likely be a better passer than Jimmy G was. So yeah, give me him all the way. Number 4 overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons. Previously, I had them picking Micah Parsons. I still think that would be a good pick, but some character issues have come out about Micah Parsons. I don't think that's going to happen now. So I do think they should trade back to as maybe 15 with the Patriots, maybe 9, 8, 7. Just trade back somewhere to justify picking a defensive player. Because let's face the fact, it's a heavy reach to pick one here. So I don't think they do that. I think they pick Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Physical monster, had his pro day yesterday. He proved that. I think they definitely don't need a tight end that bad. They don't need someone to help out their passing game. They definitely need someone to help out their rushing game and their defense. But when you're at 4, you'd be reaching to fix those needs. You should either trade back or just pick the best player on the board, and that's Kyle Pitts. With number 5 overall, the Bengals sit. It would be so cool to see Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow once again, but I don't think that's smart. They already have T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. You can find a receiver during the second or third round. You cannot find a Penei Sewell during the second or third round. You need to protect him. You need to protect Joe Burrow by any means. You pick whoever you need to pick to protect him. After the Dolphins traded down from 3 to 6, they can still get their pick at any receiver they want, whether that be Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, or Jamar Chase. I think they go best receiver on the board, and after yesterday, without a doubt, it is Jamar Chase out of LSU. Ran a 4.38 40, absolute monster. He looks like he has not lost a step after opting out of last season. With the number 7 overall pick, the Detroit Lions, they don't have a receiver. It's as simple as that. Give me Jalen Waddle from Alabama. It really is as simple as that. I could see them go cornerback after Jeff Okudah kind of shit the bed last season. They could also use a cornerback too now that Desmond Trufant is gone. I could see them go the cornerback of their liking. But if you want that offense to be in the least bit successful, especially with Jared Goff, you need to surround him with weapons. Number 8 overall pick, we have the Carolina Panthers. And with Trey Lance on the board, I think it'd be too good to pass up on. The Teddy Bridgewater experience was not a good one. I think they need a change of scenery. I think Matt Rule and Joe Brady need to have their guy lined up long term. With the number 9 overall pick, the Denver Broncos. This says team needs number 1 QB. I don't buy it. I think they stick with Drew Lock for one more season. I will cave to the second team need, though. They definitely could use more defensive help. And I do think that this pick right here does definitely solidify their defense. Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. That Vic Fangio defense is going to be so good if they can get Micah Parsons, because their offense is already surrounded with weapons. They already have weapons. But that defense, that Vic Fangio defense, that will be something if they get Micah Parsons. During the last mock draft, I had them pick cornerback. I don't think they do it now with the Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby signings. With the number 10 overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys, this is definitely where cornerback comes into play, and they get to pick one of their choosing. Give me Patrick Surtain, the second out of Alabama. I think he's more technically sound than both J.C. Horn and Caleb Farley. I like him more. And you need someone to line up with Trevon Diggs. Picking a safety there would be a heavy reach. With the number 11 overall pick, the New York Giants sit. And I think they go edge rusher here. Kwity Paye is a monster, but where's he at? Jalen Phillips. I did not know much about Jalen Phillips, admittedly, before the first mock draft. I've watched a lot of his tape. I watched his pro day. I fell in love with him. Jalen Phillips to the Giants at 11. You pair him up with Leonard Williams. That is a great combo. With the number 12 overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles. Where's he at? Devontae Smith. This is a no-brainer. They trade down from 6 to 12 and still get the guy they would probably pick at 6. Yeah, that's a great move. Number 13 overall pick. Typically, I would have them pick Christian Darrisaw because I think his upside is so good. But with Rashawn Slater sliding down to 13, I think he's someone you cannot pass up on. His versatility to switch between tackle and guard, and his ability to just plug and play. I really think that's what the Chargers could use right now. The Chargers are on the mission to fix their offensive line. They got Corey Linsley there. Let's just keep on fixing the tackle position. With the number 14 overall pick, the Vikings, I'm sticking with my pick from last mock draft. They still need interior offensive linemen badly. Give me Elijah Vera Tucker. With the 15 overall pick, here we go. The New England Patriots. This is the most interesting team in the draft because they do not have a major team need. This says quarterback. I don't think they draft a QB. This says linebacker. They have Dante Hightower coming back. Then they have Kyle Van Noy back. Wide receiver, I could definitely see, but I don't think they pick receiver because I think Bill Belichick kind of knows, we're bad at drafting receivers. Cornerback, they have J.C. Jackson and Stephon Gilmore. But I do think they go cornerback here. I do think they go, where is he at? J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina. I do think Farley's injury concerns are very valid, and I think they don't really need a cornerback, but I think for future need, they could use a cornerback desperately. That's Stephon Gilmore. A trade has yet to really happen there. We don't know if a trade's going to happen there, but regardless, Stephon Gilmore is on the last year of his deal, so I think he is as good as gone. You bring J.C. Horn in, give him 1 year to develop. Him, J.C. Jackson, Kyle Duggar. That's a great big three for your secondary. With the number 16 overall pick, we have the Arizona Cardinals with Farley sliding down to 16. There is no doubt there. I do think picking a running back is very, 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 very hard to pass up on for the Cardinals, but I do think Farley at 16 is a great get. With the number 17 overall pick, the Raiders. The Raiders lost their whole offensive line except Colton Miller this offseason, so give me Christian Darrisaw, tackle from Tech. He's the best offensive lineman on the board. Number 18 overall pick, we have the Miami Dolphins. They already got Jamar Chase. Do they go running back here? Maybe, possibly, but I do think since they lost Kyle Van Noy now, they could use that linebacker help. Give me Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's definitely that plug-and-play guy that they could use. I do think he is a guy that could really be a leader on that defense since for some reason they cut Kyle Van Noy. That move still makes no sense to me. Number 19 pick, we now have the Washington football team. Here, I think going tackle would probably be their best bet. I don't think they need as much secondary help as this is saying. They could use safety actually, but I think they solidify their front seven. Their front four is already incredible. Their front seven, their linebacker, they need that great linebacker. Zaven Collins, physical specimen, can fly around the field. Give me Zaven Collins from Tulsa going to Washington. With the number 20 overall pick, we have the Chicago Bears. Mac Jones is sliding in this mock draft. I know everyone loves Mac Jones, just all of the sudden, randomly. I don't know what happened, but over the last 2 weeks, just everyone loves Mac Jones. The Bears did say Andy Dalton's their quarterback for 2020. If Mac Jones falls to them at 20, I don't buy it. Give me Mac Jones, 20th overall pick. I think Mac Jones is good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see, wow, they should draft him with the number 3 pick. I don't see that hype. I think he's good, but I think he's a project. With the number 21 overall pick, I do have the Colts filling their tackle need after Costanza retired. I think they need someone to fill in there. Jalen Mayfield, to me, is the most pro-ready guy that is left. Give me Jalen Mayfield, tackle out of Michigan. With the number 22 overall pick, the Tennessee Titans, I think matching up Kwity Paye with Bud Dupree is definitely something they could do, because Kwity Paye is sliding. He is falling. Kwity Paye, that would be an interesting pick. But give me Terrace Marshall Jr. I think them losing Corey Davis, don't get me wrong, I like Josh Reynolds, but that wide receiver 2 slot needs to be filled. Give me Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU going to the Tennessee Titans. With the number 23 overall pick, we already saw the Jets get their franchise QB in Zach Wilson, or I guess their new franchise QB in Zach Wilson. I would typically have them picking one of the top 2 running backs, but Kwity Paye fell all the way to 23. Kwity Paye and Quinnen Williams, that is a match made in heaven, especially when you think of Robert Saleh being the new head coach. I think that's too enticing. That's way too enticing for them to pass up on. The Pittsburgh Steelers with the number 24 overall pick. I think from all the reports that I've been reading, Pittsburgh is in love with Travis Etienne. Me as a Steelers fan, I would personally prefer picking the center of your choice because no one else has picked a center. That's what I would personally prefer, but what I think's going to happen, Pittsburgh loves Travis Etienne. Pittsburgh needs a rushing game, dead last in rushing attack last season. Travis Etienne, great pick here out of Clemson. That dynamic running back coming to Pittsburgh. Number 25 overall pick. We have seen them get generational QB Trevor Lawrence. Where do they go after this? I think they go tackle. They most definitely do go tackle, and that is Tevin Jenkins, tackle from Oklahoma State. The reason I have Tevin Jenkins instead of Radnuntz and Eichenberg, I have Jenkins because he's more of that project, and if it booms, Trevor Lawrence and Tevin Jenkins can be a quarterback tackle duo for a decade. So give me Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. With the number 26 overall pick, the Cleveland Browns, they need someone alongside Myles Garrett. And what better than another physical specimen? Gregory Rousseau and Myles Garrett, pair them up together. I think that would be so dangerous, especially when you look at the AFC North. Seemingly, you'll have Baker Mayfield there for the next decade. You'll have Joe Burrow there for the next decade. We don't know where Pittsburgh's going to go, but we do know that you got to attack 2 good to great quarterbacks for the next decade. Just attack them with Myles Garrett and Gregory Rousseau, 2 dudes that demand attention. With the number 27 overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens, sticking with the AFC North, I think they go Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida. It is no secret that they need receiver help. And the reason I go Toney instead of Bateman is because Toney could help out with the rush game. They're a rushing offense first. And I think bringing in a receiver that can help that would just make that offense so much more dynamic. With the number 28 overall pick, the Saints, they need someone to fill the hole that Trey Hendrickson left. Give me Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher from Georgia. He's the best one left on the board by far. I do think Baron Browning would be a good pick to go there since they also lost Quan Alexander. But I think the Trey Hendrickson loss, I think if you can bring in a guy immediately and then kind of retain that one of the best pass rushes in the league, I think that can be something they stick with long term with Cameron Jordan. So, yeah. Number 29 overall pick. This is where Rashad Bateman comes in. There is no secret. They need receiver help. Devontae Adams was the best receiver last season, bar none by far. But I think if you can have someone to kind of bring that pressure off Devontae Adams, I think Rashad Bateman is the best guy left. He's your guy there. With the number 30 overall pick, the Bills sit. Here I have them going Najee Harris, running back from Bama. He's fallen all the way down to 30. And the Devin Singletary, Zach Moss experiment, it's not bad, but they need someone to just come in and say, yeah, this isn't working. Najee Harris at number 30. Fix the rushing game, make the offense more fun to watch, because Josh Allen is already going to win the MVP next season. Number 31 overall pick, we have the Kansas City Chiefs here. I definitely have them going tackle. Without a doubt, they go tackle. They cut both Eric Fisher. They cut both Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz. Give me tackle Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. They need someone to fill that gap because their interior offensive line, what I had them picking during last mock draft, got fixed up really quickly with Joe Thuney and Kyle Long coming in. And finally, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Where is he at? My favorite interior defensive lineman in the draft. Where is he at? Christian Barmore, D-tackle from Bama. They brought the whole band back together. They did it, and they're getting more pass rush help. The Buccaneers, they might go back-to-back. That is going to do it for me today. Here are the final results if you are interested in that. If you enjoyed this mock draft, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? Leave it in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.